But now it's time for the most anticipated match of the Rise calendar year, the 2020 Rumble. And we're going to get straight into it. We thought it was deja vu from 2018, last year, when Big F and Joe and Dr. Leonardo Darwin went down as the final two once again for the Rise Championship. Darwin used every diabolical tactic in his arsenal to try and defeat Joe for the second time. But after all these years of waiting, the rise of Big F and Joe was complete as he became the 2019 Rise Rumble winner. Can Joe do it for the second year in a row? We're gonna go down to my good self at ringside.
That's why. Now, let us bring out the competitor who drew number 2 in the 2020 Rise Rumble.
And here we are. The 2020 Rise Rumble is underway, the most highly anticipated match of the calendar year in Rise. And look at how we're starting. Will Cruz and the Bud Light King Danny Darko going straight at it from the moment the bell rang. And we've seen them go at it before here in Rise. Will Cruz, formerly a member of the BWR roster, he's making his official debut tonight in Rise as part of the Rise roster. And you know, Will Cruz impressed me from day one, and look at that, that's why. Will Cruz, oh, and Darko with a German suplex of his own. Will Cruz impressed me since day one, and that's why I've brought him in for this Rise Rumble tonight. Signed to Rise. And Darko giving him an appropriate introduction. Exchange of chops, forearms. These two beasts are absolutely laying into each other from the word go. And we've got another entrant. Jack Turner coming in, lighting the place up. You saw him here tonight on the pre-show, making his official in-ring debut at Spooky Slam, getting the win over Joe Wade in a very impressive performance. He is the guy who was less than a year ago stood in the crowd. He was in the 2019 Rise Rumble just watching, drinking beers, one of the fans. And here he is this year in the 2020 Rise Rumble. He first came into Rise in the ring by taking Shreddy Breck's original Break the Bank challenge. And because it was not an actually official wrestler taking the challenge, Cowboy John, oh look at that, a can of Bud Light straight over the head of Will Cruz, and that's why they call him the Bud Light King. Because Jack wasn't an official wrestler at the time, Cowboy John called that Break the Bank challenge off earlier than it should have been. And hang on, we've got another entrant. B.A. Rose enters the Rumble, the former sober member. I'm not going to say what I think about the actions of B.A. Rose lately, turning his back on me and siding with young Miles, but I cannot deny the talent, the absolute power of B.A. Rose. Like I was saying about Jack earlier, he showed him in that Break the Bank challenge as a fan. He persevered, he turned up every show until he earned his spot to get a chance in the ring. And he has impressed ever since. And these four men in here now, this is how we've started off the Rise Rumble. I can't believe how it's going to carry on. It's a wonder the ring will be standing with these four in here. Will Cruz and Darko looking a bit sluggish. Oh, and a pile driver, an absolute sickening pile driver from Will Cruz. Maybe Darko might regret those hours he spent in Wetherspoons earlier on today. And look at the power of B.A. Rose. Unbelievable start.
Introducing the
Despicable action from the Teesside Tory. Benji just ripping the head clean off of Jeremy Corbyn, the leader of the Labour Party. And the Teesside Tory earlier tonight was successful in winning his unplugged scramble earlier in the pre-show. He was in there with B.A. Rose and Jack Turner, and he got the roll-up. He got a roll-up victory, a cheap victory. And the Brudenell coming alive for Jeremy Corbyn. Oh, and he's got the roll-up again on Darko. And he's pinned him.
Ladies and gentlemen, your new hardcore champion, Benji!
The belt, the hardcore championship is back in Teesside, but it's not Michael Caden, it's the Teesside Tory. Benji is the...
Benji has been eliminated! Danny Darko has been eliminated! It looks like the hardcore title match is kicking off backstage!
Benji eliminating himself and Darko going after him, and
we have a new hardcore champion, Benji, but back to the action in the ring.
and what have we just witnessed in that last few minutes? Another entrant coming in. This is the Rise Rumble 2020.
Introducing the gimmick killer,
HD Drake not happy about the choice of music I've gave him. That serves you right for attacking me at Slam Down, bonny lad. That theme music is a song that HD Drake used to come out to 10 years ago when he had long hair and he used to go under the name of Kohash McQuaid. Little bit of trivia there for you, but HD Drake, no joke, in 2020, coming into this Rise Rumble, straight after Will Cruz. Now again, HD Drake is one of those guys where, despite his attitude, despite our personal differences, the talent of HD Drake is undeniable. And you don't really hear people talking about HD Drake in Rise much, but he could be an outsider to win this Rise Rumble tonight. I would not be surprised. Laying into Will Cruz in the corner. And B.A. Rose and Jack Turner squaring off in the corner. Imagine those two going at it one-on-one. Rise Unplugged every last Friday of the month in Leeds is going to be something else with talent like this. And this is just the opening few. The gnarly bastard, Craig West. Part of the Red Flag, who tonight sent Dom Black, the Pork of York, packing out of not only Rise but British wrestling. And the arrogance of Craig West lately, after being a firm fan favourite for all of 2019. He's just became a right bastard himself. He's got his own clothing brand, Gnarly Bastards. I'll give him a plug. You can go on his page and see what he's got, hoodies and caps and things like that. But Sean Only, the leader of the red flag, we will see him later on in the Rumble. I don't know what number he's drawn. And Cameron Solas, the third wheel in that organisation. Cameron Solas will disagree with that. He thinks he's the leader. A bit of friction between members already. We've got another entrant fast approaching.
Introducing your next entrant, it's
Miles's dad enters the Rumble, and it was a year ago that we were first introduced to Miles's dad. Right here in the Brudenell Social Club. And he's became a favourite of the Rise faithful. And what's Miles's dad doing? The hardcore title's already changed hands, Miles's dad.
Miles's dad, the hardcore title's already switched hands backstage. Already backstage, the hardcore title.
And he's going. I think Miles's dad's going for the hardcore title. God knows why.
He went through the middle rope, he's still in the match.
And as I say to the live crowd, he is still in the match. He's gone through the middle rope. Miles's dad is an eccentric bloke. I'll say that much.
Miles's dad is back. He's got the hardcore title. Well, we don't know whether he's the official hardcore champion, but ladies and gentlemen, Miles's dad.
And I don't know what's going on there. He's Miles's dad, the champion. I'm going to have to get someone to give us some word about what's going on backstage there. But we've got another entrant. I'm going to find out, is Miles's dad the hardcore champion, or is Benji still the hardcore champion?
Ladies and gentlemen, you saw him earlier on the pre-show from Harrogate. This is Joe Wade.
Joe Wade lighting up the Rumble as he enters. Another guy we saw in the pre-show, and the absolutely impressive youngster here, only 18 years old. Joe Wade, unbelievable athlete. And he's in here now, going for Will Cruz. But the much bigger man, Will Cruz, oh, them chops throughout this Rumble so far have been devastating. Joe Wade, very impressive. He debuted against Jack Turner, coming up just short. And there's Jack Turner laying into Craig West in the corner. We've got an unbelievable young talent roster to choose from. What's going on with Will Cruz and Miles's dad now? I think he had his thumb up his ass or something, and now he's got him by the nose. And Craig West coming off with a knee to Jack Turner right on the chin. Oh, and now we've seen this move earlier tonight. He gave the Gimp this. And that is devastating. I hate to see that move on the neck of Joe Wade, such a young promising talent. I'd hate to see him injured there. That move is devastating from Craig West. And we've got another entrant now. Dave Graves is full of fire. Saxon Huxley and Dave Graves went to war earlier on tonight. And look at this. Dave Graves just deadlifting. Oh, Joe Wade, those strikes aren't even hardly working on Dave, because look at that German suplex again. And another to B.A. Rose. Just throwing stones and stones worth of men around the ring, and another to H.D. Drake. We see him hitting those German suplexes, but David Graves was one step ahead of him. The grafter is on fire in this Rise Rumble. He's came to win tonight. There's going to be one man there trying to stop him, and that's Will Cruz. Will Cruz, so impressive so far in this match. But are we going to see Will Cruz eliminated here? The grafter's got him hanging over the top rope. And Miles's dad is aeroplane spinning Craig West. He's flew a few planes in his time as Miles's dad, and Craig West is hanging on. His feet haven't touched the ground.
Introducing your second member of the Red Flag. This is
The second member of the Red Flag is here, Cameron Solis. Again, another one responsible for Don Black's early retirement. On Will Cruz, he's got Dave Graves up. That devastating pile driver. David Graves coming back after a year and a half from an injured knee, and now he could be looking at a broken neck. Absolutely devastating pile driver from Will Cruz.
Your next entrant will be the 12th entrant into the Rise Rumble.
12 men. The next entrant will be number 12. We're getting almost to the halfway point. Red Flag seem to be taking control, but Sean Only isn't here yet. Cameron Solis, he would like to think he is the leader of the Red Flag, and he's directing the traffic, it seems, right now. Working with Will Cruz, it seems, trying to send them in, but that's you do not trust the Red Flag, Will. That's one thing you'll learn when you become more familiar with Rise. And this music's familiar. Again, speaking of that young up-and-coming talent here in Rise for 2020, man like Darius, an absolute favourite, and he's only been here twice. The Rise faithful absolutely love man like Darius. Beating the Teesside Tory on his debut and then getting the win over Miles earlier on tonight. And here is it, man like Derice entering the Rise Rumble, and he hasn't even took his jacket off yet. Oh, and Will Cruz is out of here.
Will Cruz has been eliminated.
Will Cruz out of nowhere. He's out of this Rise Rumble. I think it was the grafter who eliminated him, was it? Just as I was saying, Will Cruz, so impressive, and now he's out of here. Anything can happen in the Rise Rumble. I thought Will Cruz was going to be in here all the way through to the end, but I think it was the grafter has sent him packing. See you next time, Will Cruz. Here comes Boy One, the amazing Boy Wonder. Firm favourite to win the Rumble tonight. Everyone wanted to see him win it last year. Could this be the year that the boyhood dream comes true? An absolutely unbelievable performance last year, lasting almost through the entire Rise Rumble until he was eliminated by someone that we won't talk about. But Boy One is back, better than ever. Lighten up this Rumble match. Oh, and HD Drake, we saw these two go at it at our 5th anniversary. You can watch that match. You can watch that match at youtube.com/The Rise Online. What a match HD Drake and Boy One had. And Dave Graves going after the gimmick killer now. Honestly, I can't just... At this point now, I cannot tell you who is going to win this Rumble match. Young Miles is back in the Rise Rumble. One of the most talented young wrestlers in the UK, but one of those with the worst attitudes. I'm going to try and be impartial, but this kid's a fucking wanker. And a talented one though, look at that. But man like Derice with that cutter out of nowhere. Man like Derice has Miles' number. He beat him earlier tonight. Is Miles going to be eliminated already? This would be so embarrassing for young Miles if he got eliminated right now. Here is the Rise champion, Big fucking Joe, and a Death Valley driver to Miles. Soon as he steps foot in the middle of this ring. But the red flag straight on top of Big Joe. Craig West and Cameron Solas. And we could imagine that Sean Olney is going to be straight after Big Joe as well. They want their hands on the Rise Championship. And Craig West is out of here.
Craig West has been eliminated.
Red flag, meet Big fucking Joe, the Rise Champion, the defending Rise Rumble winner. He made it to the last two in 2017. He made it to the last two in 2018. He won it in 2019. And Big fucking Joe is here again to win it in 2020. Lou Nixon is back in the ring after breaking his leg, tearing tendons in his arms. The lad's been through the wars, but here he is. He wanted to fight Clint Margera, and he's eliminated B.A. Rose. He's eliminated B.A. Rose, the man who he went toe-to-toe with in that no-ring Underground Rules Fight Club match. And he wanted to fight Clint Margera in that same style of match. Absolute chaos here, another elimination. And Jack Turner flattening young Miles like a pancake in the middle of the ring. This man's a pure animal. And as he sent Miles out of the Rumble, no. Miles managing to stay here, a man like DeReese. And Jack Turner, Jack Turner's out of here.
Jack Turner has been eliminated.
Young Miles. That cut it, and his dad's back in there. Miles has managed to hold on. Miles' dad. I thought Miles' dad was going to come back and eliminate him now. And boy one now fighting on the apron. Oh, and this music will be familiar to Big Joe. The Alpha Athlete C.W. Davis has been fighting with Big Joe all across the UK in fast food restaurants, in car parks. They've been fighting in Greggs. These two have gone at it for the last year and a half, and I think it's about time that we see them square off in Rise, because C.W. Davis, the Alpha Athlete, he does not believe that Big Joe's lifestyle of eating pizzas and all and 420, he doesn't believe that that's how a man should live the life as a professional wrestler. He's fat shamed the bulk, and the UK Pitbulls, Miles' dad's been eliminated. Oh, now Lou Nixon's out of here. Big Joe spraying the beer in the face of C.W. Davis, but look at the strength. We've seen them fighting in a swimming pool. We've seen them fighting everywhere. And now they're here in the Rise Rumble squaring off. But man like Darius now, taking it to young Miles once again. I think Miles was responsible for that elimination on his dad. And his dad's here on the stage going crazy. Cameron Solis has been eliminated. Cameron Solis has been eliminated, but here comes another T-sider, and this man isn't a Tory. In fact, he doesn't know the first thing about politics. He couldn't even tell you what a Tory was. This is the T-side sad boy, Michael Caden, entering the Rumble. A true Rise original who's been here since day one and fast becoming one of the firm favourites for the Rise faithful. The big sad boy has had match of the year 2 years in a row against Big Joe, but he never got his hands on him this year. And I know that's been playing on Michael Caden's mind. But here he is in the Rumble with Big Joe and a chance to win it off him. But Big Joe's got that carrier bag. We've seen this before in Rise, and he's going to suffocate young Miles. He's going to get what he deserves. And his dad hasn't even came to save him. If you were getting choked out with a carrier bag and your own dad doesn't come to help you, that you must be a bit of a twat.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your second mystery heavyweight. This is the European hardcore icon, the Iceman! I like to welcome motherfuckers to the back of the line of beer. See, I'm for real with delivering these MOP.
The Iceman is back, and he's looking straight at Michael Caden. The European hardcore icon. We thought he was gone forever. We thought he was retired. After the games of death when he faced Big F and joined the semi-final and said that was it. Young Miles in the corner there tapping out to David Graves. But the story here is Iceman and Michael Caton squaring off in the Rise Rumble. Nobody expected to see Iceman tonight. Deathmatch Grandad. He's got a grandchild, and here he is in the Rise Rumble, taking it to Michael Caton, who's young enough to be his son. Iceman, an absolute legend of hardcore wrestling in Europe, in the UK, and I'm proud to say he's from the same town as me, Bishop Auckland. Oh, and here we go. This is like the Games of Death all over again. Iceman and Big Joe. Oh, now this is... Iceman made this famous, the cannonball. The cannonball to Michael Caton. Oh, and this is like the semi-finals of the Games of Death all over again. Iceman and Big Joe going at it for the second time, and a cannonball to Big Joe. The Iceman is on fire here. Just when we thought he was done.
There he goes! The next entrant, Saxon Huxley! Iceman has been eliminated!
Saxon Huxley!
Saxon Huxley is your next entrant!
There he goes! There goes Saxon Huxley, and there goes Iceman out of the Rise Rumble. And now Iceman and Dave Graves. Oh, I thought Dave Graves is just hanging on. Iceman is out of the Rise Rumble. This is crazy. Chaos in the Rise Rumble. Does this mean that Iceman's back for the Games of Death? But oh, and he's by one fighting back. He was nearly eliminated there by HT Drake, and a cannonball from Big Joe to Michael Caton. Saxon Huxley, the finalist in this greatest ever Ascent tournament, 16 men. Saxon faced Boy One. He beat David Graves tonight. You have to believe that Saxon is. If it's not Big Joe, it has to be Saxon tonight.
Introducing mystery entrant number 3. You might know him as our senior official, Cowboy John. But tonight, he is Festival John!
Festival John! Straight out of the old Sawmill Festival is here. Who the fuck's this?
Shut up! All you questions who don't already know me, my name is Marshall Davidson! Shut up!
David who?
365 days I have sat in this man's shadow as a shitty referee!
This is Shiny Shoes, the referee, I'm sure, from Big Joe's boss.
The opportunities have not come my way, but tonight I am taking that chance and I am entering into this rumble. Cheers, Michael.
This is Shiny Shoes Dave from Big Joe's Christmas boss, the referee, who helped Cowboy John when he faced El Ligero. What the fuck's going on here now with...
C.W. Davis has been eliminated. It looks like a newcomer, David Marshall, has took Festival John's place and is in this match.
David Marshall, David Marshall, whatever he's called, is into the Rise Rumble and taking Festival John's place. We thought that was the second coming of Festival John. That man was up for 3 days at the Old Sawmill Festival. An absolute legend. Oh, and Saxon actually now, is he going to eliminate Michael Caden? Oh, and he has done. Michael Caden thrown to the concrete by Saxon. Oh, and things are about to get a bit gimpish now.
Your next enemy in the Rise Rumble. You saw there the Golden York Dog Block. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Gimp.
The Gimp is in the Rise Rumble. I don't think has he even ever hit someone with a move. I think he just likes to take them. But here he is, and the Rise faithful have come alive for the Gimp. Represent. Well, I don't know whose Gimp he is now because the Porky Hog's gone. HD Drinking Boy want nothing to do with the Gimp. And here's Big John Saxon in the corner. The Gimp. Does he even know what to do? See, he's got up to HC Trick and didn't even hit him. The Gimp is a Gimp, so it's probably unlikely that he's going to ever do any damage to someone else. I think he likes to just take it on, and that man like Doris doesn't want anything to do with this. Oh, and that Marshall Davidson, that former referee, now believes he's a wrestler, and he's ended himself in this Rise Rumble when we've got people on the pre-show, those unplugged matches. Unbelievable athletes competing for a spot in Rise, and Marshall Davidson taking it upon himself to just turn up here and brew Festival John and enter himself into the Rise Rumble. The Bhangra Bad Boy, who made his British wrestling debut here in Rise, and more importantly, here at the Rise Rumble in 2017, going on to superstardom in NXT UK. Amir Jordan reunited with the Rise faithful. What a moment here in the Rise Rumble. We haven't seen Amir Jordan since the Games of Death when he faced young Miles. Amir Jordan has been out with injury for months. And here he is. Two members of the NXT UK roster in the ring. What a drop kick from Amir Jordan. The Bhangra Bad Boy is back in the house. Deep hip toss. Oh, man like Doris and Amir Jordan, the first time we've seen these two square off in the ring. And I think man like Doris wants a bit of this dancing. Oh, and Saxon, we saw him throw Iceman out, but he's man like Doris has fought him off. Miles comes crashing and burning. And look at the chemistry here between man like Darius and Amir Jordan. Big Joe almost eliminating the Gimp in the corner to my right, and man like Darius, could he be eliminated now? Got another entrant coming in. The number one entrant in 2018. The Ugandan Warrior has competed in every Rise Rumble so far, and if you go back through the Rise Rumble history, you'll see that his hair has grown ever since. He had short hair to start, and now look at the locks on the Ugandan Warrior. And look at the shape he's in. What an impressive Ascent tournament the Ugandan Warrior had this year. As a singles competitor, ever since his tag team partner Seb Strife was out with injury, the Ugandan Warrior has shone like a diamond in the singles division. What a 2019 the Ugandan Warriors had, and he's going to want to replicate that, if not do better in 2020. And we're going to see a blast from the past. What's that? And Marshall Davidson's out of here. And the Gimp with it. Was that the Gimp with a drop kick? What is going on here in the Rumble?
Marshall Davidson has been eliminated. The Gimp has been eliminated.
Oh, and HD Drake has thrown the Gimp out. The sub became a dump for a moment there with that drop kick.
Back again from the Merseyside, the gatekeeper, CJ Banks.
And here is the gatekeeper. Faced Gene Money, Sexual Gammon, that damn dirty dog earlier on. Coming up short. So CJ Banks, you can imagine, isn't going to be coming to this Rise Rumble with a lot of enthusiasm. He's going to be pissed off, and Amir Jordan's taking it to him. This Rise Rumble, so much Rise Championship material in this ring right now. Any one of these men is a fitting Rise champion. And we've still got more entrants to come. The Rise Rumble always gives a good indication of how the rest of the year is going to go in Rise. And look at that! That neck breaker we've seen many a time from Amir Jordan. And he's eliminated HD Drake.
HD Drake has been eliminated. Amir Jordan has also been eliminated.
Oh, and Amir Jordan's also out of here. The gatekeeper eliminating Amir Jordan. And man like Darius is gone. Here comes that damn dirty dog just in time. Sexual Gammon Ainsley Lariat to Encircle. He goes charging in for Big Joe, and another one to Saxon Oxley. The Gammon's on fire tonight. Gene Money. Everyone, oh, look at that from CJ Banks.
what's to come in the Rise Rumble.
Man like DeReese and Amir Jordan leaving on a positive note there. Great to see such a positive attitude after being eliminated. But Big Joe now fighting for his place against Miles. We've got the Grafter in here still. Boy One and Sirico, CJ Banks and Gene Money. And here he is, the most hated man in the Brudenell is here. Sean Only, the leader of the Red Flag. Both of his other stooges have been eliminated. And now he's trying to throw in Sirico, the Ugandan warrior, out of here. Much like he's just thrown the Pork of York dumb block out of British wrestling. Boy One and Gene Money in the corner. Boy One with that tornado DDT reversing. Oh, and this is like the final of the Ascent tournament. Saxon Uxie and Boy One are squaring off in one corner. Look at that. Launching him across the ring exactly like what we saw back in July. Oh, young Miles now, he doesn't want anything to do with the Muscle Cat. He doesn't want anything to do with that Divine Beast. Saxon and Miles, are they going to start working together, or? Well, obviously Miles is going to try and form an alliance with the Muscle Cat. You know what Miles is like. He'll do anything to save his own skin. This final mystery entrant, we've seen videos of who this might be. A new faith will rise. Hail Diablo is what he said as he enters the Rise Rumble. And look at this guy. Not fond of the Rise faithful and facing everyone all at once. He's not scared. Oh, look at that. He's nearly took Boy One's head off. Jesus Christ. That suplex on David Graves. And a knee strike straight at the jaw of Gene Money. Dada Diablo. This is a force to be reckoned with. We've seen those videos on Facebook, and here he is in the flesh. Dada Diablo making a huge statement as he makes his Rise debut, but young Miles, that arrogant prick,
second time, Miles this time.
He's came here and threw Miles out of the Rise Rumble. Boy 2 and the returning Danny DeVito ended the Rise Rumble. Danny DeVito, where's your head at? It's already gone missing. And here are the Boys to Men reunited in the middle of the ring. And there's Sean O'Leary, their former mentor. And the double drop kick with Danny DeVito, Boys to Men. Boy 2 enters at number 29, and we've only got one entrant remaining. And I think if you've been following Rise for the last few months, you'll know who that is. A former Rise Rumble winner, a former Rise champion, and a former Ascent winner, the most successful competitor in Rise history. The leader of the red flag is out of the Rumble. And the final competitor is about to enter. Saxon Huxley's got hold of Danny DeVito.
This is your final entrant into the Rise Rumble.
Boys to Men are in here. CJ Banks, Gene Money, the Grafter. And here comes the Believer. It's the greatest day of his life. Entering at number 30. The Believer is here. He beat Miles' dad at Somerset to get the number 30 spot. Despite how well he's done over the last few years, last year in the Rise Rumble, CJ Banks eliminated him immediately. And CJ Banks is out of here a year later. Believer knew what was coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, all of your entrants are now in the ring. One of these will be the winner of the Rise Rumble.
Oh, and the Believer just punched the head clean off Danny DeVito. And a DDT to Boy 2. Oh, and a DDT to Boy 1. We've seen this now is wow. The greatest day of his life attitude. First of all, everyone loved it. But now it seems it's gone to the head of the Believer and he's taken on. And I don't think he knows when to turn this off because some questionable actions from the former past there. Now the present Believer over the last few months in Rise. The two-time Ascent winner, the former Rise champion, a Rise Rumble winner. And last year he came in here, CJ Banks eliminated him immediately, and this year he was one step ahead. Almost eliminating the Grafter now. The fans there at ringside just keeping the Grafter in. The local lad from Leeds, Dave Graves, and his faithful fans at ringside keeping him in this Rise Rumble. There's no rules against that. And Danny DeVito now sending the muscle cat. Gene Money lighting up the Believer in the corner. the Rise faithful firmly behind Sexual Gammon. The damn dirty dog, Gene Money. He's been here since day one in Rise at Leeds. Oh, and he almost got eliminated there. The Believer loves it. And Dada Diablo and Boy One squaring off in the middle of the ring now. Dada Diablo almost eliminated Boy One. Boy One will not go this easy. And he's eliminated Dada Diablo. Boy One has eliminated Dada Diablo on his Rise debut. Oh, and the Believers eliminated the boy.
Has been eliminated.
After Boy One had that miraculous victory on night one of the Ascent tournament against the Believer. And the Believer has returned the favour by eliminating Boy One here in the Rise Rumble. Oh, and just to add to the humiliation, Believer throws Danny DeVito over the top rope.
Tony Diablo has taken Boy One away.
Gene Money with the stunner, and Boy Two's out of here.
Boy Two has been eliminated.
A Dark Fruits powered stunner sends Boy Two over the top rope, and Gene Money nearly went out. Saxon Huxley charged in with that big boot. Oh, and that spear through the middle rope, that damn dirty dog. Oh, David Graves with a spear of his own. Any one of these men could win the Rise Rumble tonight. Saxon Huxley, the former Rise champion. David Graves is out of here.
David Graves has been eliminated. We are down to our last four competitors. One of these men will become the Rise champion.
And we are down to our last four competitors. Sexual Gammon, Gene Money, the crowd favourite here. Saxon Huxley, Believer, and Big fucking Joe, the current defending Rise champion. Three of these men have been Rise champion. Gene Money is the only one who hasn't reached the top. Oh my God.
Gene Money has been eliminated. We are down to our last three.
And an Arcade Joe out of nowhere from Big fucking Joe, the current Rise champion. We're down to the last three. Saxon Huxley and Big Joe we saw squaring off in Middlesbrough only a month ago at the 5th anniversary. And here they are in the Rise Rumble. Believer, a former Rise Rumble winner, a former champion. All three men have held the Rise Championship. Oh my God. Big Joe just held Saxon up while Believer hit that lariat. And he hits Big Joe with one. But he doesn't knock the big man down. Oh, and Believer on the apron now. Both men fighting for survival here in the Rise Rumble. Both former Rise Rumble winners. Big fucking Joe and the Believer. Oh, and Big Joe hung up on the ropes. Believer managing to stay in this. Oh, and Saxon's eliminated him.
The Believer has been eliminated, which means we are down to our last two. Big fucking Joe or Saxon Huxley. One of these men will become the Rise champion.
Saxon Huxley, the 16-month former reigning Rise champion, versus Big fucking Joe, the 2-time Rise champion, the current defending Rise champion, the current defending Rise Rumble winner. Saxon Huxley got to the finals of the Ascent tournament. He's been fighting all year for this opportunity, and here he is in the final two of the Rise Rumble. But Big Joe's fighting back. He's been in this situation before. If there's anyone knows how to win a Rise Rumble, it's Big Joe. He's been the finalist in every Rise Rumble. Oh, and Saxon hanging him up on the ropes. A big boot there to Big Joe. But Big Joe with the cannonball!
Backstage, hang on 2 seconds, hold please. The letter reads, Dear Mr. O'Doherty, are you not forgetting about someone? If a champion is to lose his or her championship title, then they are within their mandatory rights to demand an obligatory championship rematch. My contract states that I have 1 calendar year to implement my rematch clause. And on the 5th of January 2019, I lost my championship to Big Joe. And with that being said, I hereby announce 364 days later, I am invoking my rematch clause with 24 hours left until the contract expires. You are all about to witness the rebirth. May the Doctor rest in peace. Long live the Prophet, Leonardo Darwin.
Rest in peace, the Doctor. Long live the Prophet. Leonardo Darwin is back. With less than 24 hours remaining on his rematch contract. And he's using it right now against Big fucking Joe. After he's just survived the Rise Rumble. For the 3rd year in a row, we're about to see Big Joe and Dr. Darwin go to war over the Rise Championship. And what is this?
gets close. Leonardo Darwin is cashing in his rematch. This match is for the Rise Championship. Big fucking Joe versus the Prophet Leonardo Darwin.
The evil genius of Leonardo Darwin strikes again. Big fucking Joe and Darwin. This is like the never-ending story. Every single year in the Rise Rumble we've seen this. The first year was Believer and Big Joe in the final with Dr. Darwin sat in that wheelchair on stage. The second year, Dr. Darwin sold his best friend down the river and became the Rise champion. Last year, Big Joe waited a full year to get his revenge and eliminated Dr. Darwin to become the Rise champion. And a big choke slam from Big Joe. Oh, and a tombstone bars after he's beat Saxon Huxley. This is what he beat Saxon Huxley with. Dr. Darwin kicking out of this chokeslam and a tombstone pile driver from Big Joe. Darwin much more fresh than Big Joe, obviously. After Big and the referee took a boot to the face there. Big Joe came in at number 15. Oh, and a low blow from Darwin while the ref's back was turned. And a spear. He's nearly taken off his boot. Dr. Darwin's the Rise champion.
Here is your winner, and the new Rise champion, Dr. Leonardo Darwin. Please, no throwing cans, else you'll be kicked out. After 364 days, Dr. Leonardo Darwin, now known as the Prophet, Leonardo Darwin resumes his reign as the Rise champion.
Rise faithful, clearly angry, throwing those cans in the ring. They've been instructed all night long that they cannot do that.
The new Rise champion, the Prophet, Leonardo Darwin.
And I'm sure they'd be throwing more than cans if they had the choice right now. But Darwin resumes his Rise Championship reign with less than 24 hours to go. Oh, look at this. Just like the Rise Rumble 2018. you, everybody, for watching the Rise Rumble 2020 on YouTube. Please subscribe at youtube.com/The Rise Online. Support us at patreon.com/Rise Underground.
Leonardo Darwin will defend his newly won Rise Championship on January the 31st at Iger Studios when we debut our monthly show, Unplugged. Thank you everyone for coming. We have a new Rise champion. Keep an eye out on Facebook.com/Rise England, where all the fallout from tonight will be posted.